I heard in an earlier interview that you did that you healed yourself from cancer. Was that using Reiki, or was that a different?
The first time I did it, well, yeah, that's a good question. Yeah, I healed myself of tumors like 3 times. And that was always, and I'll tell you, this is this is some of the bodywork stuff that's really important to understand. It's like, and why that's so helpful. And also EFT is really helpful. See, disease like cysts or tumors and things like that only get stuck in parts of the body where emotions are stored and contracted. The emotional withholding causes muscular contractions in the body. Like, for example, my first tumor I got at only age 19, and it was after the sudden shocking death of my brother a couple of years earlier by suicide, which was pretty intense for my whole family. I didn't complete all my grieving of his death. So a lot of that contraction in my heart, because basically when women get breast tumors, it has to do with some kind of heartfelt hurt, that needs. So I always tell people, when people come to me with a cancer and they say, Paula, I hear you healed yourself 3 times. What do what's the secret? I say, well, the first thing I'll ask them is, where's the tumor?
Yeah.
From where the tumor is, then I know what the emotion is. Because, like, for example, in my very first Reiki book I wrote way back in the 80s, it's called Empowerment Through Reiki. In chapter 16, I have these emotional map of the body, and where different types of emotions are stored. And so then when you know where the emotions are stored, you know what the issue is that you need to complete. Right. So in my case, I needed to complete that time the emotions around my brother's death. Then detox, which I did raw food diet, Gerson therapy. But I didn't do that stupid raw baby calf's liver. I would never eat animals and shit like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't judge anybody who still eats meat, but it's very, very clear to me that whatever you eat, you take on their energy. I mean, it's weird. I'm at this point where I even feel bad plucking plants. I want to become a breatharian. I'm not kidding. So I don't have to eat it all. We can literally live off sunlight, and that's one of my goals, by the way. I want to do that eventually when I have time to focus. We were getting there, my friend Ranjan and I. We were doing the Nature Cure diet, which is basically like vegan diet, but I like to use the term Nature Cure better. But yeah, you just eat raw food, man, and then, but eventually, yeah, because hey, there's going to be a lot less food next year, so it's good to learn to eat minimally this year. Quite frankly, they just blew up all the fertilizer factories right in the Middle East.
Okay, I don't know. I don't follow the news at all, so I have no idea of any of
Well,
things.
honey, that's what's happening, and so you better store food. I suggest everybody do that. Yes, very important. Grains and things like that, dried goods, and then have your own garden. At least in World War II, they told us you better have a victory garden because all the soldiers are gone, who were doing all the farming, and there's not going to be any food. So if you want food, you better grow your own garden. And Americans did that, and that's time for everybody worldwide to do that now.